Okay, it's recording. See if the audio is good. And yeah, it should be good. So I guess, yeah, just technical issues, admin stuff, issues out of the way, I guess. Besides those, so yeah, just all that out of the way. So, yep, back to this. Yeah, and I mean, I guess nothing really to say pretty much. We just completed the first part in the previous one. And this one, we're just going to complete the second part, even if it's a bit short, right? Um, Reason being for the following one, right? For the future ones, I'd rather just try and complete them all in one go, but I don't feel need to do the part two for this one and then part one of the next one, right? That just doesn't make sense. If anything, rather do them all in one go. And that's just on me for taking a bit, taking a while for the last part. So I was only, or the last, the last part for the first side story. So I was only able to get through one. But yeah, so that means that unfortunately, yeah, I'll only be able to get one through one now if I want to start doing the doubles, recording both parts in one take. So that'll be for the next or for the rest of the side stories, pretty much. It's just the first one that's unfortunately being divided into. And again, that's just because I need to take that's on me for taking a while for that first part, like needing to explain kind of the whole basis background for plus, like the intro for that. So yeah, that's on me. So again, as a result, right, this part will be a bit short. But regarding that, in this, I'll do this if this part ends early, or like going off of that, right? I figured out what I wanted to do for the next DDLC mods, or pretty much I mentioned this in my in my last True Out recording, what my plan was for winter, but more specifically regarding DDLC, because obviously I'm doing this, right? And I was considering doing behind closed doors. I'd basically just replay through the whole series because 3 and 4 came out and I already played through 1 and 2. So I just replayed through a whole thing. But on that, right, on top of that, the creator, Fluffy Dev, who I actually think commented on some of my videos few years ago when I played through the original two, because the time when I originally played through the two, right? I think I started the first one when the second one was like mid development. It was like 2018. It was like a while ago. But yeah, that was something to where yeah, so that was something to where it was like what would you call it? That was something to where it was like yeah, again, it was the same thing with Summer Hope where I finished originally where the mod ended off right as it updated. So like right at the time I was finishing where the last update had ended, it got updated again so I could continue going further. That's exactly what happened with Summer Hope. It was kind of the same thing with Behind Closed Doors, right? I started the first part as the second part was being developed, and I finished the first part right as the second part was finished. So I just kept going through, and by that point there were only two, so I ended it there. Right, and again, I know this because I remember this because again, the creator Fluffy Dev commented on my videos, which I think was the only time it was the only time I had any like major commentary interaction, but also the same thing with the mod dev, which is like honestly thinking about now, like looking back, it's kind of insane to think about. But yeah, besides that, so again, where was I going with this? Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, I was talking about the creator, so Fluffy Dev, because again, then I got into them commenting my art videos and like sort of my history with the behind closed doors mod. But again, besides that, they actually took down their website and they left the what's it called, our DDLC mod subreddit. I was in that. I left. To be fair, I left it too. I was in it for like a brief period of time and then I left for reasons. But besides that, right, I still grab the mods from there from the mods list. But again, that's something to where it's like, yeah, because they took down their website, the mods are no longer behind closed doors 1 through 4. Like all of them are no longer publicly available. Obviously, I still have 1 through 2. I found the third one online, but the issue being I can't find the fourth one. So that's something to where I was thinking, is it really worth replaying through the first two just for the third one? And then also out of respect for the creator Fluffy Dev, who specifically like took down their website and then left the community. And again, I'm just from because I did some research on this literally like this was literally yesterday. So, but that's something where again I remember it because specifically because they commented on my video, and I remember this specific post of them leaving the community as well. So, but that's something to where it's like also out of respect for that, right? Is it like I don't think there's any real reason or any purpose behind it. So again, that's something to where it's like, yeah, I don't see the reason or like purpose to do that. So I'm leaving behind closed doors where it stands now with me doing the first two parts, right? With again with my history at that, and then again, all the like you can even go in the comments section on those videos still today and see the comments, because I'm pretty sure they didn't delete their YouTube, because I'm pretty sure I'm still subscribed to them. I can actually double check right now. Hold on. Like, yeah, that's actually not. Let me double check. Like, I'm pretty sure they didn't delete their YouTube. Either that or I'm just dead wrong. Yeah, they didn't delete their YouTube, but like you can go on those videos and look at the comments. So like again, the interactions are still there, right, with the developer. So that's, and then again, right, obviously just out of, again, just because besides, like I mentioned, out of respect for them, again, like they left the community, took down their mods, so presume they don't want others to be playing them, right? But also something where there's just like no logical like reason, there's no like there's no, yeah, it's not logical, there's no reason to like replay through the first two if I'm only going to do one more part, right? If it was 3 and 4, maybe there, I think there would be sufficient reason to replay through the first two for that. But if it's just the third, and along with all that, just respecting their wishes stuff, right, I just don't really see a reason to. But again, besides that, so that gets that out of the way. So again, and then going, but because of that, right, that leads to following through with my original plan, because that was just something that came up to my mind between then and now, the last video of True Route I made in this video. But that's something to where, like, again, that means going through with my original plan, what I originally planned on doing, which is again playing through Encore, which, and again, what I was trying to get to is I have Encore downloaded right now on this computer. So that's something to where it's like, if I finish this early, I'll just show that real quick, show the intro. I'm not going to actually play it, but I'm just going to show the intro, because that's the next one I'm going to be playing, because that's the next one on my mods list. And again, Encore is more like the, in case you didn't know, right, I originally planned on playing Encore before True Route, but Encore is more of a route type based mod, right? And I just finished playing a normal with you, so I figured, okay, and I can actually touch on that too. Okay, so I'd rather, and again, True Route was supposedly in a demo, so I'm like, okay, I'll just swap the two. And then I didn't realize True Route as a demo is more extensive, more comprehensive than basically like most mods. So, but yeah, again, that led to the events of True Route, and then me finishing, well, quote unquote finishing, doing as much of it as I can through the pre-mod last winter, through the actual mod at the end of summer, and then going through all the all the Act 4 storyline, like alternative endings, like basically just this Thanksgiving break. So that's pretty much the extent I'm gonna do with that. So, but again, right, that leads, since this is the last True Break I have, so I'd rather spend it playing more mods than True Route. So, but yeah, that's something where, again, that's where Encore comes into play, to where it's like, okay, it's a route-based mod. It's not really story-based, but again, it's more so like, because it's, I didn't say it was a finale-esque mod, but it somewhat is. Like, again, Our Final Heartbeat and then We Are the Literature Club, those are true finale-esque mods, or one of them's like an alternate ending, one of them's like a continuation. But there's like no routes involved. It's just the story. But this is like, it's similar, but again, it's still route-based. So there's still more playthrough there. So it's not a true finale, but it still somewhat falls into that boat. So that's why I was thinking of like Behind Closed Doors first, True Route first. And also, again, because I just finished playing normal with you. But now that all that's done, we can get into it. So that's something where I have it downloaded and I'm ready to play it, and I will play it after Plus. But then again, besides that, right, or at least the side stories for Plus, I don't think there's anything else for me to do after I'm done with all these side stories. But besides that, and then that raised the question of what do we do after do Encore, right? Because again, I originally planned on playing Encore during Thanksgiving break, and then the two finale S mods during winter. But that changed when I wanted to play more True Route, which again, I'm glad that I did, because I was able to get basically all the story out of Act 4, right? Obviously, we weren't able to go through the whole thing. In doing so, that would require all of winter break. And no, not even a guarantee. But we were able to get all the like alternative storylines. They got timelines out of Act 4, which again is where most of that takes place anyway. And we already got the ideal acts for both Natsuki and Yuri. So I wasn't really super concerned about that. And we would literally need to delete the entire mod and re-download it because of the fucking what would you call it? The tainting done by us. What's it called? I don't even remember what the achievement was, but the casting the die. So there's that. That's all said and done with True Route. So now focusing on others. But again, now that because I pushed Encore to winter break and did True Route Thanksgiving, right? Unfortunately, that cuts down on the amount of time. Well, not unfortunately, but or I guess that's just a side effect, right? That was a consequence that I was willing to accept, and that cuts down on the amount of time I'm going to have to play other mods. Like I wasn't willing to do True Out into winter break, but I was willing to do a Thanksgiving break, and then again do the R mods winter break. But that cuts the amount of time I can play for those mods, such as again Iron Final Heartbreak, We're the Electric Club. Depending on how long Encore takes, I probably don't have enough time. But then I'm pretty sure I mentioned this at the end of True Out as well. My sort of supplement to that was if I don't have enough time after Encore to continue those two. And again, I don't plan on doing Civ. This also gets into, again, why I did True Out, because I also did a Civ game during Thanksgiving break. So I got that out of my system. So I don't plan on doing any of that during winter. It's solely going to be focused on DDLC and Insurgents, which is I just upload the first part of yesterday, and then I'll do the next part this afternoon. But again, that's something to where it's like, that it'll only be a couple or few parts. So I'll just finish that and then focus on DDLC, right? Pretty much. But again, that's something where if I don't feel as though I have enough time for those two, what I'll do, and I mentioned this, I'll go back to a brand new day. I already talked about behind closed doors is out of the picture. I could do a replay through of New Eyes or even like Exit Music Redux, but I feel like those fall in the same category where it's like I basically, well, besides literally having already played New Eyes, Exit Music Redux is basically just a more like it's just a basically Exit Music just remastered. So without the copyright issue. So no point in doing that, right? And again, behind closed doors is out of the picture for the reason I mentioned earlier, but a brand new day again is not, and it's still being updated, right? So it's not finished, but again, it's been updated sufficiently to where there's enough difference for me to go back through and replay it, and it'll be basically a different mod from the demo version I played back in like February, March of 2018 when it first came out. Now 3.5 something years later, closing in on 4 years later, it's been updated quite a bit, like more so than any of the other mods, since it was one of the first ones, and it's still going, right? Because of the creators still updating it. So, but that's also something where it's like symbolic or nostalgic, where I'm ending with one of the first mods I started with, excluding MAS, since that's kind of different. I'm still doing that, and I'll still do like a Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, like recording type thing. But again, besides that, right? Again, that's where that comes in, right? So what it's going to look like, and I'm taking the time to record this because I know I'm going to finish this side story in this part, but that's something to where it's like, okay, yeah, I can do, after this, I'll do Encore, but then depending on how much time I have, right? They're gonna either, and again, same thing with Insurgents, but that should only be a couple or few more parts for reasons I mentioned in Insurgents, the Insurgent recording. But depending on how much time I have, I could either just, if I have enough time, I can do the finale S mods, but if not, I'll do a brand new day 4. Again, the reasons I mentioned. But and it'll also be interesting compared to how it started, because it's vastly different now. It's not like because Summer Hope has been updated since I'd played it, but it's not been updated that much. It was only like, I think, one update. Meanwhile, Brand New Day has basically completely been revamped. So it's like sufficiently different to where like there would be some similarities, but most of it should be different. But again, so besides that, that's pretty much all that explained out of the way. And I've wasted around 15 minutes of time. But yeah, that's something to where it's like, again, now with that out of the way, we can actually get into this. And again, if I finish early, which I should, because I don't plan on going into the next side story, I just want to finish this one, I'll show off Encore. So let's do this. Yeah, side stories, trust part 2. So, and again, we can't save or anything. So now we're back in the hallway. Another day passes. Oh yeah, and I forgot, it's like custom music. For whatever reason, this was making me think of, shoot, I don't remember if it was Rain Clouds or New Eyes had like the music, but yeah, I don't know. But like those, again, those mods really good, really good. Let's see. Sorry, time for a club meeting. Although Monica should come with a plan for today's club task. She hasn't been able to shake her guilt. And again, this is in the third person, right? So yeah, I'm so stupid. It's like literally it's only 2 people. I bet Yuri shows up today because she was definitely the one who got the flyer. I don't let myself be a center of attention. What do you mean how did? Like you're the club president. That's only natural. Like some things you can't avoid. Sayori's going through these kinds of feelings. I'm letting her comfort me instead of, oh, she's because yeah, again, remember, she saw Sayori's folder and she saw that piece of paper. So that was sort of what tipped her off or hinted her towards Sayori's condition, her depression. So that's, and she, again, she's not an idiot. She's not the MC. So she knows like what it's referring to. Kind of club president does it. It's only been a day. Sayori doesn't even know you have the folder. So that's something where it's like, she doesn't even presume you know. So it'd be different if she knew you knew, right? But she doesn't. So this whole time I didn't think to ask her about her own feelings. It's literally been a day. So much for the stupid vision. Oh, well, the visions of everyone being happy. And that's what Sayori said too. But now you need to. Sayori enters the club with her usual smile. Upon seeing the downcast Monica, her smile fades quickly into an expression of concern. Is this the next day? This has to be the next day because she's still talking about that. So Monica, and presumably she confronts Sayori about it. So that's something to where if Sayori doesn't know, she knows. And then she has that. And again, it's still like thinking about that. It's got to be the next day. Is everything okay? I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend, huh? Like, what are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. And again, she doesn't know that she knows, right? Monica shakes her head. I made this all about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. And again, that's why I said, like, presumably she'd confront Sayori about this, right? Because at the very least, even assuming that Sayori doesn't realize her folder is gone, because if she were to realize her folder is gone, she'd probably make the connection that, oh, Monica probably has it. She probably read stuff in it. Maybe she knows, right? But even if not, right, that's something to where like you can't cover it up forever, right? That's the issue. Sayori responds quietly. What are you talking about? But as she says, her face darkens. Through silence, Sayori remarks her realization. I left my folder here. Yeah, that's why I'm like, because it only takes like 2 or 3 connections from this to the realization, right? Monica stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. Wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you're here for me. Our long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. Okay, damn, we gonna continue? This is different. It wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. And again, that was Sayori's vision. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So if you do this, and you're just being selfish. And again, that's like, is she talking to Monica or herself? Or I guess she's talking to Monica in terms of Monica helping Sayori is like, it's a detriment to both of them. Because what Sayori wants, she doesn't want her own happiness. She wants everyone else's. But Monica, she would be taking time out of herself in order to help Sayori. Monica massaged her forehead, struggling through her frustration is such a paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things. But as unfair as it is for Monica, pride, it's also painful for Monica. Force herself to ignore the needs of her friend. I'm sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I would have done the same thing. Like, not gonna lie. I would have looked through every single fucking paper in that folder. Like, not just the first one. That's something where it's like I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's just me. I'm a nosy person. But that's something to where it's like you say this, but that doesn't undo what you know, right? That's something to where it's like at this point, that doesn't matter, right? What matters is because she knows now. So that's ultimately what needs to be dealt with. No, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine. Yeah, that's true. Monica takes a deep breath. Let's see. Damn, long breath. Okay, I understand you don't want me to worry, and I think I'll be able to put this aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me something? Promise you what? And again, this is the best. Monica pauses to collect her thoughts. And this is actually interesting because this is the literature club. Let's see, it's a place where people can express themselves in ways that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Write the way into your heart or whatever. So I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want to be here for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. Because this is something where like the best way moving forward, right? Because obviously now she confronted him about it. She let her know that she knows, right? But that's something where like you can't just like deal with it all right now. But that's something where at the very least you can provide you can turn the club into a place that can help with that, right? And you can also provide, a shoulder for them to lean on for when they need it, right? So that's something to where like, like no point, like, because she could just be like, oh, we need to deal with this right now. I'll get you therapy, counseling, like whatever, right? But that's like not only is that overkill, but that's also like that's a turnoff, right? Like she's like clearly gonna say no. But at the very least, like it's like sort of like it's like steps, right? it's not just going to be something where you just go all the way to, what would you call it? Like, at least now with, at this little insight, like if she knew she was basically suicidal, obviously, of course, but with just the insight that she has, she's not going to go to that max step, right? It's just going to be steps at a time, right? Working through it together, like helping her out, right? So that's something she can just shape the club and just herself for. So, well, promise if you promise. Unable to help it, Monica returns to Sayori's smile. I promise. Me too. As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. With that behind them, it's time to proceed with club activities. So, want to teach me about poetry? Huh? Oh, and then fucking what's it called? Music change. But what about recruitment? That doesn't matter. It's fine. We have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have fulfill my end of the promise, There's no way I could say no to that. Just don't accept. Did that say accept or expect? Jesus Christ. No, I'm an idiot. That's fine. I just think I need some like motivation. I just never know where to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting isn't hard. You kind of just need to write down your feelings, see where it takes you. It's like, just don't get too, because again, that's the perfectionist idealist mindset or attitude, right? But yeah, but that won't come out any good. It's not like, who says that? You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this. Again, you can just start by writing your feelings and see what kinds of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first and then make it sound pretty later. It's like, it's not building a railroad where you go from one end to the other. It's more like collage where you find all things you want to put in, then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's only one way. So you just go with the flow, right? You go as you move along, right? It's not like you have an end state or goal in mind. It's just like, it's the journey, not the destination. Basically that. But it's a really good way to not get stuck at the beginning. I understand. Yeah, you always get caught up in how it sounds. I forget about what's actually important. Uncle pulls out pen and paper, start writing on it. Stop being a perfectionist. Damn, too easy. You idiot. Aha, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously. Monica scribbles out, you idiot, after she writes it down. No, keep it. What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? Yeah. Yes. Of course not. But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. Aha, but I was just, no, keep it down. Don't scribble out. Well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monica rewrites, you idiot. She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. It's kind of funny how I wrote that down. Now I'm mad at myself. And then I did the exact thing anyway. This is really going to take some getting used to. Yeah, so you're always like, this is a perfect learning opportunity. Don't get rid of it. Keep it if that's what you feel. I believe in you. Thanks. I do too. Me, I mean, but also you, of course. Us, right? Monica continues to exercise, jotting down her thoughts. Surprisingly, quite struggled to write it without overthinking it. But after a while, with Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monica's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, pepper with all her random thoughts. Phew. Monica looks up and down, and she is like, damn, day's hard work. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. It's probably just random crap. It's like Yuri's fucking poem where she just wrote down a ton of words. I hate it. But it's also kind of liberating. And tell how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems. Don't give me too much credit. I'd have to try really, really hard at it. But I think it's something I'll enjoy doing with you. Sayori beams. I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try work on a new flyer for the club. Recruitment. I won't be so picky about the language. Yeah, let's do this. Monica and Sayori proceed with their work. It's like free cupcakes. Be intimate with us. Each passing day, two of them become okay. So now time is passing. So again, with days, not simply from their recruitment plan, but also their vision as well. When does Yuri come in? Because clearly that's what that's the girl in the room, right, with the flyer. So as their bond strengthens, so is the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members. Is that it? Actually? Okay, no, just time skip. Another day passes. As usual, Monk's the first one to the club room. Damn, no surprise there. With her as a printout of the revised literature club flyer, complete with all new ideas that Monica and Sayori came up with. If only this was the flyer that we gave to the reading girl one day. Bet she's like already in here reading. So much more attractive than the old one. But the new catchphrases feature clearly in the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart. That shit doesn't matter. They get the message. Yeah, it must be delivers that one can use writing to discover themselves. Hopefully Monica and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monica thinks back to the previous meeting when she performed the writing exercise. You know what I realized? Because in the previous, I just realized something. Because in the previous part, I talked about why is there all this fucking narration, right? Like the two like improves I had was less narration, more like unique or like original CGs. But I realized like, because it's even more pronounced in this part with the narration. And I realized something, right? Well, I also really I thought of it a bit earlier, and I thought like at the end of the previous part, and I thought because we ended off with seeing that second email, part of the narration may be related to the simulation, right? But that's also something where like the narration, it's exactly like the fucking Watcher in like Marvel's What If. It's literally the exact same thing. Like literally, it's just describing like events as they're playing out. So was this bad expressing myself? I don't know. How am I supposed to be president if I can't demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? Literature club is truly beginning to take form, but with that, the way on Montessori's only becomes heavier, and Sayori's. Debate club was always about rigid structure, formulating all airtight points and counterpoints, and delivering them with conviction. Damn, imagine being part of debate club. It's about the person on the outside. That's why Monaco is so good at it. It exists entirely within a realm of comfort, not the inside. It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself for real. Pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs her pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper and writes, bam, a poem. But her hand doesn't, oh, all right. Instead, a tiny blob of ink collects around the tip of her pen. Monica lifts her pen, stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. As she does, the blank ink smears across the paper, ruining Monica's canvas. It's a blank piece of paper. Like, well, I mean, the fact that it's there already, but it's something where like you could always get a new one. It's not like canvas implies that, you know, there's only one of, right? I'll spike for herself. Monica pressed her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper. Come on now. Wait, this is beginning to take form, right? You could be onto something here. Just move your hand. Monica writes. Damn, this is what I get for cheek imperfection, a stain. Damn, we actually see these two. So she swiped to the right. So she's definitely a righty then. Or I guess, well, it could have been, what am I even trying to like get from this? Because it could have just been her left hand if the pen was still on the right, but a stain, two stains. Three. Monica slides the paper away from her, puts her head down on the desk. Nap club time. Bet Sayori wakes us. Or wait, no, it's gotta be Yuri. The air conditioner seems louder today. Gotta be Yuri. Because she's fucking, is this the Lurch Club? This is where the location was on the flyer left on my desk. I'm here. Oh, Sayori's here. Hi. Monica or Sayori approach her desk and stop for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. And she sits down the adjacent desk. Bad day? Mm-hmm. Raise your head up. I want to see Sayori. Me too. Is that with the you too? Is a rain clouds day. The new flyer looks so good. Maybe something with the MC again, because we don't know. This is still before the events of the actual week. You've been working so hard on the club, but also something else, I think. On yourself. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard just to be vulnerable. Zero takes sheet of paper from Monica's desk. She writes something down, stares at it for a while. I want to see what it says. Can I trust you? Of course. You can trust me with anything. Sayori gazes at Monica with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monica takes the paper from Sayori's desk and reads it. I want to read it too. Damn. That's first things first, right? I guess her fucking marks disappeared, right? I don't know. Or like whatever she wrote disappeared. Sayori maybe erased it. Second off, damn, this is pretty real. I mean, like, I don't know what I expected. Well, obviously the music stopped, so it's like the serious moment, right? Music's not gonna play like during this, right? And if it did, it'd just be a joke, right? I don't know what I thought it'd be about. I knew it'd be serious. I thought it'd be something about like, well, I didn't think it'd be about Yuri. I knew it'd be something about Sayori, but I didn't think it'd be this. Maybe even something about the MC, but this is like serious. Sayori, this is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes. So if I can do it, then you can too. And again, this is her like this is basically the confirmation of right what Monica saw. So this shows that, you know, they're intertwined. They're in this together. Sayori's conceding this again, partially because Monica already knew. She was already tipped off. It's not like DMC where he just straight up doesn't know that she wants life to be normal, right? Because Monica's already tipped off and she needs to motivate her, right? It's more like there's no reason not to, right? Because you're like a million times better than me. That's completely not true. Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to say herself. That's something about me I've never told anyone before. Even now, my head's like screaming at me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, it's just because of the promise yesterday. I want to. It just feels right. And again, she already knows. She's already tipped off. So it's not like, obviously she's still conceding about something to where she already has suspicion, right? Or I guess not even suspicion. She was already hinted at or tipped off. So it's not like she's actually conceding much, as opposed to like someone like the MC who just straight up doesn't. Maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place. This is the literature club. I trust you more than I'm scared. Those words, Monica stands up. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this. And again, we know time has passed. It has been days. With Monica's own futile but genuine efforts to push that Sayori needed, Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. She prepares herself to continue. Monica waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? This is why she was talking about it'd be selfish for Monica to worry about Sayori. So never tell anyone these kinds of thoughts they have. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's terrible. That's what Monica wants to say. She stops herself. If you're saying the wrong thing, it's just if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like when I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me and ask me what's wrong. I know it because it used to be like that. Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past, probably with the MC. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head, that doesn't bring happiness anymore. And again, this is referring to like the club's vision, happiness, right? But again, with her poem, we know for the way she feels that in terms of like happiness for everyone else. So Sayori paused again, her solemn expression making her look almost like an entirely different person. How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll be one of those people too? I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this, but another part, I think just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever you talk about the club's supposed to mean, I keep feeling like it was right for me to do, especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. Just made me feel like I could say it in confidence and our friendship doesn't have to change. Aha. So silly. The club's only 2 people, but it already means this much to me. Bet Yuri walks through your door like right now. Okay, now we're kind of black. Monica feels a tiny sensation in her heart, a heart attack, feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayori, strong and brave. I don't even compare. Monica steps forward, but if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy. And this is going back to the first part, the first day. Hold on, we get CG. This better fucking show up on the this better show up on the fucking okay, this isn't even a hug. 2, this better show up on the fucking picture CG. Or else I'm going all the way through and screenshotting this. Through contact, Monica can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. Damn, Sayori got scoliosis from looking at this picture. Why did the music change? In this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monica realized that of all the days that have passed, this is the one where she really, really hopes that nobody new walks through the door. Whereas Yuri walks through right now. She speaks softly. You're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. And it just changed, too. You can say anything. I'll never judge you. I promise. Sayori's breath begins to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can, starts speaking, say things she never once dared say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. And again, still changing. Worthless, and everyone would be better off without me. She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek. Just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm not good at anything. It just feels like everyone just has to put up with me, and I hate it. The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching her throat in his chest. But these are the words coming from her heart. I don't want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away. Now I'm making you put up with me, and I just want to die. As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monica begins determined to keep up her own. She only wants to be what Sayori needs right now, so she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through soft and gentle. This isn't putting up with you, just being your friend. Monica offers a few words of comfort, but she knows Sayori said herself, the thoughts Sayori experiences are ones that don't belong. Monica can't magically make him go away. All she can do is help Sayori battle them, like any good friend do, as opposed to the MC. Like, compare this to the MC, right? What's the MC doing right now? Being a neat. That's exactly what he's doing. It was so much value to me and your other friends, too. This club wouldn't have been the same without you. I really, really mean that. You coming here is the best thing that could have happened. If we never got any other members, I would still be happy. This is what brought you here. You brought us a vision. You brought us happiness. That's your favorite thing to do, right? Sayori doesn't respond, but Monica feels her gently nod. No more words are needed between them. Is this the end? The two share their embrace for a while, a little while longer. Monica lets Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing stays and her sniffles fully cease, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes. And again, now we're back to here. Guess I needed that. Some days are harder than ours. Well, I'm here whenever you need me. But any hard time, I'll make sure things are the way they usually are. That's what makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are. The two exchange smiles. You know, I'm sorry to bring this up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional? And again, this brings up what I thought of earlier. Because again, right, it wasn't going to be like she goes into like full DEFCON 1 mode, right off the rip with just the poem where she's like, okay, we need to see like a therapist, psychiatrist, like whatever, counseling, right? Like, obviously, well, now she knows that she is actually suicidal, and that's why she's bringing this up. But at the beginning, with just, again, what she was hinted at and tipped at, right, that wasn't something where she was going to do that. Because again, for fear of her saying no, but also, right, it didn't require that level of help, at least earlier. But now she revealed that part, like the more severe part, right? That's something where now this comes into picture. because besides, again, being that person, like she said, and again, shaping the club environment and herself to be someone who can help Sayori, this is now where this comes into play, where now it's actually like noted now that she knows how severe it is, right? This makes sense. Sayori nods. It's scary, since it's already hard to tell people. But again, right, the hardest part's starting. Of course, it'll always be your choice, but if you're ever looking into the courage for it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. And again, the MC didn't help with that at all. I think it helps knowing that you would. Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches. Okay, to be fair, in fucking which mod was it? I think it was Fallen Angel. Like the MC goes to therapy with Yuri, but that was like some of those sequences, like it was a good idea, but the sequences how they played out were just so stupid, especially when the MC goes after fucking you're like spoiler alert, when the MC goes to the same therapist after Yuri dies and then fucking Poem Panic plays. It's actually hilarious. But again, right, I've already did Fallen Angel, reviewed it, like, so that's all available there. But yeah, it's something to where like it did something, it actually had sequences for that, which good an idea, it just didn't portray him as well as it could. That made me tired and hungry. Haha. Well, it won't make you do any work today if you're not up for it. No, I want to. I mean, I can say it's definitely one thing that makes me happy. Monica smiles. But I might want to get a snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes two of them to turn their heads. Yuri, get your ass in here. A door opens halfway and stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. Damn, I wonder who it is. Oh, wow, we're stopping. Oh, we got a new fucking music. We got new pictures and new mail. Let's see the pictures. I want to see. The CG better have showed up. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Perfect. Yeah, and then let's see what the mail is. Character discrepancy. Having run the control simulation for a while, it's evident that certain characters missing from any mention or appearance. This makes me speculate that Monica's meddling is less clumsy than one thing, because she would have to manufacture this character herself as a way of forcing interaction between her and the user. Could that be why the character is such limited and dissonant personality traits, or am I reading too much into this? Open issue, start tracking info and observations on the anomaly of this character. And clearly this is referring to the MC. So, and this is December. Why are these emails going back in time? Because that's December 7th. This is December 8th. And they're all at 12:06. This is December 9th. So it's literally going back in time. So, and then, but this one's like fucking have a nice weekend. Like, and then this one's the side stories. Bro, I love how the biggest thing I love about these mails, right? Besides the actual meta implications that this MC is effectively a creation of Monica, right? So it wasn't like the MC existed and she saw the player through that. She saw the player somehow through her elevated status, as is the case through here, or permissions. And then she created the MC as a means to communicate or interact, right? But again, that's something to where it's like, the thing I love most about these is it's literally just like random people communicating, like not knowing what's going on. So this person's like, why the fuck has a character appeared? Like, I'll look into it. This person's like, I have no idea what's going on with the side stories. They're like, these are supposed to be actual things, right? And then this person's literally like, I'm taking leave. Don't contact me. It's actually hilarious how, like, that's the funniest part of this, that these people are all just like, it's literally just people not knowing what's going on. It's like the inflated bureaucracy or whatever, right? File's not even going to bother. And that, hold on, is it actually in the characters file? No, it's not. So it's literally just unnamed. And again, so that's this done. So yeah, next we'll do understanding. But what I'm going to do for now is, since that's done, as I said, I'll go to Encore, right? Since I have that downloaded. So it's under MISC, under DDLC mods, under Encore, start the game, right? Hold on, now I just need to wait for it to actually open up so I can share the screen. Okay, and of course it opens up right in front. You can already hear some of, again, so this is DDLC Encore. You see the fucking yellow. This was my reaction. I'm like, why is it? Wait. They actually have a fucking soundtrack for this? Wait a second, hold on. Is this copyright? Because I'm pretty sure this is, stop, because I'm gonna mute this, or shoot, this may actually have muted me. But so I may be muted right now. I may I actually have no idea if this can actually pick, because again, I muted the, well, theoretically, it shouldn't be muting me, right? It should only really be muting. If I wanted to, I could just test the audio right now. I'm going to assume it's working. but I'm pretty sure that's a fucking YouTube song, or that's a song on YouTube. So I don't want to get like fucking destroyed by copyright. I guess why did it speed up? We can or hold on. What we can do is we can do this. And then okay, there we go. So for whatever reason, if I was muted, a song started playing, right? And because I was going to talk about the yellow background and how that caught me off guard. I'm like, why is it so yellow? But again, a song started playing, and then I'm like, wait a second, I think I heard this before. But I'm pretty sure it was a fucking song from YouTube. So that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm not about to get, because here's the thing. What I can do is I can just go in, okay, fucking Sayori disappeared. Just like watching this. But again, that's something where when I actually start Encore, I can just go in, because I'm not going to go in right now, right? Damn. Wow, we have even left saves. It's only fucking well, Truout had a fuck ton of saves, but I'm pretty sure we normally have 10 saves or 10 pages. Maybe it's only 9. I don't remember. But again, that's something where it's like, yeah, because when I actually start the mod, I'll just go right in and ignore this and blow through it, right? But I'm not about to get like fucking copyright struck here. Yeah, we have this. This is normal. Don't skip unseen text, right? I have this all down for now, but yeah, so I'm just gonna blow through this. Yuri fucking disappeared. I'm just gonna blow through this like when I actually start Encore. So, but again, that's something where it's like, yeah, this is the screen for this. This is what I'll be playing after Plus. And again, the first thing I noticed is a yellow, and I guess now it's more orange, but it's like, damn, this is very fucking yeah, it's very prominent. That's the first thing I noticed, because it's even with the logo, right? It's like yellow, orange, and then just black. But again, right? Yeah, actually nothing else really to do here. So I'm just gonna quit. But yeah, I guess there's that. I mean, I'll say overall thoughts on the first side story. Like, I think it was pretty good. Again, I think the big thing being that definitely glad that Plus came with these side stories, like specifically these interactions between these characters, as that's what the first game was missing, given we are locked through the POV of the MC. Honestly, I couldn't really care less about the meta stuff. The one thing I find funny is the emails are just like people messaging, like presumably like some sort of group chat, or like it's some sort of like email thread, like not knowing what's going on. Like the one person's like, is there supposed to be another character? And our person's like, are these side stories supposed to be part of the control group? And then our person's like, I'm taking my leave, don't contact me. It's actually kind of hilarious. It shows like the bureaucracy of whatever fucking metaverse enterprise solutions, right? I don't really care about that. I would need to like fuck. Also, I didn't go through all the files like I said I would. Probably not going to, because I just don't really care about the meta stuff implications. It's funny to read, funny to see, but yeah, I'm focused mostly on the side story part. Like other people can do the meta crap, but yeah, the side stories themselves though is what I mostly focus on. But that's something like, yeah, and especially again, the biggest improves I'd say, fucking again, right, less narration, but I can also see why they did that in terms of like, if it's part of the simulation, you need like a narration, right? Maybe it's something where Monica sees the narration, like, what the fuck is that? Who's narrating? It's kind of like Ultron noticing the Watcher, and that's the comparison I'm making, because that's pretty much what it is. It's like exactly that. But besides that, it's also like, again, more, I wish there was more custom backgrounds, and we got the one custom CG, but I wish there were more custom backgrounds and CGs. At the very least, custom backgrounds. We saw like 1 or 2, right? One of them was the club going from like dawn to like, or like sunrise to like club time. Another was fucking again, another was it was like the hallway with like the stairs, but it was a different set of stairs. So it's like, but I wish we got more custom backgrounds. And again, we got 1 custom CG, and I presume there'll be 1 per side story, but I kind of wish we had more. Like the custom music's nice. Glad we got custom music, but again, I wish we had more custom CGs, custom backgrounds. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say. That's pretty much all I've got. Again, right? Next part, we'll do both of them back to back. I'll quickly get into it and get through it, so I don't need to waste my time like I am now. But again, so it should be probably an hour 10, hour 15, but it'll be for both of them. So yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't have anything else. That's it for this one. So yep, see you in the next one.